What I must point out is that through numbers, letters, symbols, light, and all the wonderful words we've called the things throughout lifetime, we have always been magic. And the creator, God, the universe, the higher power, the source, whatever people want to call it, hasn't, quote unquote, played a game with us, unquote there, yes. But it's actually allowed us to do what we are doing. Like, no one can get too mad about the fact that the reason certain countries are certain ways is because they've been, through time, led up to the situation they're in now. And people haven't banded together in the right ways to combat the negativity without violence. And the more violence happens, the more there's getting even and things of that nature. There's more things like that. But when you look into all the actions and all the words describing those actions, those go around in infinite circles and patterns. But when you look at the names and actions and careers and life accolades and accomplishments of certain people, it always, always, always comes out exactly true with what I'm calling spiritual math, but there's no name for it. It's just what all letters, numbers, symbols, light, patterns, and all the words we've given it have done through our usage of them. And yes, there's a world going on the way nature and nature's law acts on its own without us. But we have a higher consciousness to be here and interact with the world to either make it positive and last longer or ruin it and last less. Now, if people don't just see how things are and say, oh, none of it's real and I'm just living, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's like a frame of mind that will keep you not only passive, but not even interested in thinking about the depth of our livingness. Now, I talk about the living and seeing every combination, every pattern, I've seen this before it happened. And it's not a big deal at all, really, because you all have. Every one of us has. We just forget. And I'm here to remind people to whatever degree they want to take it to. But what I can't do is just forget or just not do anything about it and allow people through love to just do whatever they do and be however they are, because I can assist people and I can't be shy and sit back and be like, oh, I'm just little me, so I have nothing to offer. I have everything to offer. So does everybody if they dig it out of themselves and find it there, instead of letting other people tell them what they can and can't do, when through their own conscious thinking, they can determine whether or not they're right with their actions. If everything you do is for the better of people in society, and you do know, people say, well, how do you know you're doing better for this? Or how do you know you're doing better for that? You try it, you see it, you go through interactions with the world itself, and it's called science experience. Not even just experiments, it's just living in the world, being it. You know, the words don't matter when you say science and math and blah, 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 but they mean exactly what they mean. That's why we have definitions. Through the infinite, we've taken things and we've making them fine. So when you take fine, that's sort of fine, and then E expressed like fin, done, the way it's done, and then E expressed on the end, finny, fine. But we're now saying what it is in form right now. Form, identified, now expressed. Fine. So when you define it, you're trying to make it specific. Specific from how everything is just fine. Oh, it's fine. Well, let's define it and make it a specific thing. That's what we're doing, okay? Through words. Now, I'm supposed to, and I have to. It's my duty to creation, to people, to humanity, to life, to existence, to keep saying what I'm saying, no matter if a person in a uniform with a badge says something, or my own family doesn't agree and doesn't want to listen, because if they would listen to me, they would see that it makes sense, and they can go, so? But then when we get into the deeper stuff, besides me just showing the simple patterns of light and letters and sound and blah, 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 those kind of things are important because it's what we say to each other. It's what we do to each other. You go on Google to look up something, you go on the internet anywhere, in any way, go on your phone, anything. The first thing you see after a certain age, even if you've not really looked anything up and you don't know why, but the new popular thing is half a butt cheek hanging out of like a pair of pants that has one leg for women, and it's like only $10. You can walk around with any style you want, and one butt cheek is sticking out completely, and the other leg is completely a one long leg and one no leg. Like, this isn't intelligent. This isn't stuff that we really need in our lives. And yes, because we can. But if we keep doing stuff like that, we're being nothing but horrible examples for what's coming up next. And people are like, well, it's not horrible because animals don't care and animals just walk around humping each other here and there. Yeah, but they actually act according to nature. We don't. We have a higher consciousness. We don't have to act like that. But if we keep doing it, so be it. But what I must do is at least offer the truth. Offer what is real. There are infinite stories upon the real, and many seem really real and really dramatic and really heartfelt and really horrible and all these great things and bad things. But above and beyond it all, you've got to use your own mind to not only think once about it or think twice about it, always think about it deeply, about what you're doing, if it makes sense. We have to, because if we don't, we will slowly but surely, actually pretty quickly, ruin the planet in which we live on. And we're halfway there. It can be turned around pretty simply if enough people start caring. It can't be a handful of caring and right thinking. It's got to be a lot of right acting now, because there's been a lot of improper acting and doing wrong. Some people didn't know. Many people did know. And we've got to learn to fess up to what we've done wrong, face it, and start doing the right thing. And if you don't know, start learning. And all of us work together to help each other learn better. Why does that seem like a bad option when every other option seems to be keeping along with the same old crap? It's literally just crap. There's nothing to do in the world that makes any sense right now, most of the time, because everyone's just striving after money or keeping themselves entertained so they're not depressed. Because they keep being told that it's so hard, but it's not. Just take a few deep breaths and relax and quit pressuring yourself to fit in with everybody else. Instead of trying to fit, say F it, Be yourself and be true. Anyway, I'm not trying to have some motivational speech here, but anyway, that's what I got to do. So think all the time. Think about it. Not once, not think twice, think always. Until next time, peace.